Alright guys, and it's Duck and I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the 2 Game of Thrones prequel news. So let's get straight into this video then. First one we're going to be talking about is BloodMoon. I'll get into the second one later in the video. So carrying on with the BloodMoon TV show, it's going to be based thousands of years before the actual events of Game of Thrones. I have a few references to it, and all the information that I'm getting from these the news from these 2 TV shows are from the website NME. I'll leave a link in the description below. You should see the article running through in the background as well, and basically they're giving all the news and all the tips, so if you want to read it yourself, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. It's going to be based thousands of years before Game of Thrones events, as I previously said, and it's going to be an overview on how the original houses, so House Stark, Lannister, Tyrell, Martell, etc. were formed, and the original 7 kingdoms forming, and even the origins of the White Walkers. So I'm guessing there'll be talk of the war between, the humans and the children of the forest, which was the reason why the White Walkers were created, through dragonglass entering, the heart of a normal human being, creating them into a White Walker. So it'll be interesting to see what news and, where the TV show goes from there. It's also a general, look at Westeros. You'll see a very different Westeros, because there'll be, no King's Landing, no Iron Throne, no Targaryens, and no dragons. So it'll be something different. It'll be a lot more grounded, and I think there'll be a lot more character development in this show, because there's no real creatures or enemies of sorts, and it'll just be the house legends, if that makes sense, because they're establishing the house. So obviously there'll be the original house members, and it'll be interesting to see the ways they come up with all the sigils and the formation of all the bannermen and things like that. But the one thing I would like to see from this TV show would be more houses and more different areas being explored. So for example, Dawn being mentioned, and the Vale. That'll be a very interesting place to explore, and other areas as well, such as Riverrun and the Reach, because they're 2 very interesting areas which I think in the Game of Thrones series wasn't really mentioned or talked about much of, or explored in any way. And I think in this new TV show, the new prequel, they can do that, and can do it in some interesting ways. For me, in the BloodMoon series anyway, it's going to be talking about the Starks of Legend, but I would personally feel that for more growth and in-depth knowledge of the whole Game of Thrones series, I'd prefer it to be more based on different areas or different kingdoms of the 7 kingdoms. For example, the Vale, and Riverrun, and the Reach, and Dawn, all these different places and different locations that you can visit and take as fans, be something different to the original Game of Thrones, and help develop these areas and show us different characters and different lifestyles and things like that, and how Dawn became such a independent independent kingdom from the rest, and a different lifestyle. We're also going to be talking about the continent of Essos and the mystery of the East, so we'll see what's there before Valyria, before the Dothraki, before the Unsullied and all these other people came to be, and it'll be interesting to see what there is there before obviously all these people came to it. So what else do we know about the TV show? So what we do know is that they are currently filming it, and they do already have the cast together, and we do know George R. Martin is also co-producing it, so there can't be any complaints from the fans saying it's terrible writing or terrible TV show, because the actual producer of the books is now coming over to help write the TV show. So it'll be interesting to see what his spin on things will be, and I'm guessing it'll be a lot more detailed and descriptive, and should be better storytelling than the final season of Game of Thrones, I'd guess so. And the interesting thing is that he wanted it originally to be called The Long Night, or Longest Night, something like that, but it's going under the name of BloodMoon so far. Might be changed on release, but we'll just have to wait and see. And the other show that the HBO are working on is focusing on the Targaryen conquest, and obviously the eventual coming together on Westeros, and then the civil war between the Targaryen house, which is famously called the Dance of Dragons, which obviously focuses on Aegon's and Rhaenyra Targaryen's battle against each other for the Iron Throne and ruling the 7 kingdoms. So that's just a general history overview of the Targaryen house. And obviously in this TV show you'll see a lot more dragons. But imagine you see the bigger dragons, Valerian the Dread even, because he was the biggest dragon in the Targaryen house history, and we'll even get to see how the origin of Valyria and how its eventual demise came to be as well. You even see the creation of the Valerian sword as well, and all the mystic sources behind it, and why Valyria was such a amazing place. But it'll be different as well to Game of Thrones. I think it'll be a lot more action packed, a lot more battles in it, and a lot more dragon focused. So far these 2 shows look very promising, a lot different to Game of Thrones, but a similar style, and they're very different in their own ways. But I look forward to seeing these, and looking to see how they to develop different characters, and it'll be interesting to see, and hopefully it does very well and we get to see a same Game of Thrones style level of TV show, which there haven't been many of, and it'd just be interesting to see. So that's just a quick little news update for you guys. If you liked the video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and hit that like button. I'll try and respond to as many comments as I can if I get any, obviously. And if there's any more news coming out these TV shows, I'll make sure I'll do a couple of videos for you guys, keep you guys updated, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Been Duck, and I'm out.